Alright everybody, this is Big Buster coming at you, the original Razorback. You understand what I'm saying? And you watching Buster, H.R. Johnson on YouTube. And this right here is the most important part of all. Like, share, and subscribe. If not, I'll come out there and kick your teeth down your stinking throat.
Actually learned how to wrestle and then got in the ring. And then when I learned how to work the ropes and the other stuff, wow, this is a lot easier.
I miss Don.
I thought I was going to go to the Olympics way I was wrestling with Don Bass.
I love Don.
Oh, yes. First time I ever met him, we was at Ash Flat. And it was me and him in main event. And Don, that was a cigar hanging out of his mouth. He said, "We're going to do it, boy." And, you know, me being the greenhorn and all.
Hand me another bottle.
I looked at him and I
Anybody want anything to drink?
No, I'm fine.
We're going to need that water in a little bit.
I looked at him, I said, "Don, this is what we're going to do at our
Milk
match."
for pussies.
You look like you drink a lot of milk.
Milk.
He does. He drinks a lot.
All right, yeah, you said it.
He
No,
always
Fred, I didn't mean sling that
He's
on you.
he's an undercover.
Don wanted
Best
to
time
know.
to have it's undercover though.
There you go. Don wanted to know what match we was going to have. I said, "Don, this way it's going to be. Me being the greenhorn, I'm fixing to call this match, right?" I looked him right square in the eyes. I said, "Don, I'm heel, you're baby." No, that was wrong. He was heel and I was baby. I said, "When that bell rings, I'm going to snatch you in the headlock, then we're going to slow down." Don looked at me and grinned. We had a hell of a match.
Dude, the finish
We're also
somebody was supposed to do tonight was a fucking Don Bass finish. I mean, I've seen Don Bass do the monkey flip, hook the rope, hook the feet, take the blunt feet on the rope so many fucking times, and it never not fucking worked.
when you
Never
y'all
not
tell me the you know when I was hearing monkey flip from him, I was like, huh. So then when I came up there and I heard monkey flips from y'all, I was kind of getting an idea of what the finish was supposed to be.
I mean, it's
Which
simple.
is I've done the finish myself.
And something else you don't see nobody else do. Have you ever seen somebody build somebody out of the corner?
No more. I used to use it.
We used to do it back in
And
the
Scott
day.
Steiner used to use it back in the 90s.
I mean, it's
early
really-
90s on a regular basis. He was one of the ones that get you back in the corner and build you across the ring.
It's actually a big guy, little guy, you know what I mean, kind of concept. You know, I've
Well,
been done that way by.
It's almost an arm drag out of the corner,
I
basically.
mean, if you don't go, then you don't have any ears this way, you know what I mean? Because that's where I got grabbed whenever I was doing it. They
Yeah,
grabbed
you
me
snapped
by the
your head.
Well, you know,
ear.
there was a statement tonight about it's not 1985. And we can obviously tell that by the pro wrestling we see on TV,
Yeah.
in the buildings, in arenas. Not 1985, because it's 1985, these motherfuckers would be going wild. The buildings would be full, and they'd be going wild. And explain to me this.
And it wouldn't be okay for somebody to get up and walk away after somebody took a fucking finishing move. Period.
Ah, dude.
Tell me I'm wrong. I wish
You're
you
wrong.
would.
You're wrong.
You're not wrong, but
He said, "Tell him that anyway."
when you deal
Convince
with,
me I'm wrong.
when you deal with green dudes, and
You should
sometimes you
not
don't
be around
realize
them.
how green they actually are.
You're absolutely right about that. But now, when we was talking about this, and you said this, and I said, "No, you got to understand who you're dealing with."
Yeah, I know. That's what I
And you said, "I
I
understand." I said, "Well, then, if you understand who
Yeah,
you're
but I
dealing
mean,
with,
that was the last
oh,
thing.
anything you,
That
I
was the
understand.
last thing I think.
Dude, I
Well,
didn't-
you're
I-
absolutely right.
What-
But when you're dealing with greenhorn, you got to think of the whole wall, not just the little hole you're patching.
And here's the thing, when you're dealing with guys who are getting in the business, but not from a wrestler standpoint, and not actually been in the ring and been trained somewhat, and should know all these basics. I mean, a goddamn, a monkey flip is as fucking basic as
Yeah,
a
but-
lockup and a headlock takeover.
But in all honesty, you know just like I know, in 1985 as we were talking, you didn't go around the ring and you wasn't a part of any kind of match unless you knew.
Well,
how to
now
work.
this is true too.
So in my defense, when I say that guy shouldn't, you know, do anything with us anymore, he shouldn't be allowed at the ring at all because apparently he doesn't know what's going on.
What's
But now hold on. Where my view of that
Tonight.
is,
What's a headlock takeover?
Headlock takeover.
Yeah, what's a headlock takeover?
If I tell you, think it's a monkey flip.
Paul.
Look, I'll be honest with you.
Oh.
The dude, he blowed that spot, but I view that as maybe us. We blew that because we should have realized that this guy needed to be told, don't do this.
Well,
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really blame him for not knowing. And I'll tell you this, you laid that fucking elbow in pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure it might not have scared him slightly when you fucking made the impact. Maybe it was
I'll get the hell out of the
fight
way.
or flight maybe kicked in. And that's not, the dude did a lot of good things out there.
Yes,
not?
he did.
He actually
But
did.
the thing about it, Brody, when you was telling him this stuff, was you using the big crayons like you talked to your mama with? Because if not, that's the problem.
No, I was
You was riding too
I
fast
was
on little
afraid
crayons.
that he would eat them.
No, he eats the little ones. It's the big ones he chokes
He
on.
told me that yellow was his favorite flavor.
I'll tell you this, y'all had the match of the night, and not
No question.
that would have been the match of the night if some of the guys who didn't show up had showed up. Nobody was going to top that match tonight.
I don't think
The girls put on a real good match. They got a real good reaction. They're good girls. But y'all, that match, it was all there. Everything was there. The story,
Intensity.
the intensity, and the fact that, look, some of the best wrestling and some of the best angles that's ever been done are based in reality. We take something that y'all really don't like each other. Y'all really been fighting since y'all were fucking kids. And we take it and we put it out there. And it works because it's believable, because truthfully, it is real. You know, and really,
We off track.
are we off track?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I didn't
we're
know
off
we
track.
was
We
on
went
track.
from talking about favorite wrestlers and people
He
we
didn't
talked
even
about.
discuss Jeff Jarrett.
Now we're ending talking
Yeah.
about the same person we talked about that said when he goes, I ain't gonna say no more stuff about it.
We're
And
not
then
talking about,
yeah, you're finishing him.
no, we're not talking about him. We're talking about a
Finish
totally
They
different
switched
dude.
in the middle of the story because I was lost too. There was
Yeah, well, let's
two
go
that
back to
got
the
it wrong.
damn best wrestler stuff. We'll just
All
Why-
right.
why-
we'll just
why-
cash that out.
Why are you?
Well, Brody said
Jeff
double
Jarrett?
J. That's J double F. Ha ha. J double R E double T.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett, the world's greatest singer,
Country music.
the world's greatest wrestler,
Yeah.
and the world's greatest entertainer.
And guitar
Love me some
player.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett was the strut, the whole 9 yards, the hair. I mean, you know,
The hair.
he was
Well, yeah.
almost
Hey,
like
my
sister liked his hair too. He was almost like putting Ric Flair and Jackie Fargo on one guy with the strut. He could do the strut real good. He
I'm
could do the
kind of
hair.
with you on that. I see that.
He,
I
could,
see
he could
that.
work real good, but I mean, I had to pick just one. That's who I picked. But if I had to pick two, it'd be him and Dutch Mantel. Hands down.
Hey, Dutch.
Dutch is a
I
cool
never had
guy.
worked the guy, but I was right beside. I watched this I've seen this with my own eyes. We was working in Garland, Tennessee at the community center. Very nice building, great crowd. That place used to be hot, and then the promoters, fucked it all.
Imagine that.
Anyway, we got fired from there.
Probably was 1985.
1985 and was supposed to do a monkey.
We got fired from there twice, did we not? Anyway, Dutch Mantel comes in, you know, it's getting close to his match, and he's finishing with something with the bullwhip. So he's over Sugar Babe, he's over popping her, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And this guy out of nowhere, this guy takes a drink out of his water bottle, and he just snatches it away from him with it right there at his face, taking a drink.
Dutch was something else.
I mean, and didn't ask, didn't say anything, just did it. And that guy was like, wow, what the, you know, he looked like he's fixing to be mad. And then he just smiles and was like, man, that's crazy. Can you do that again? You know, and picked up another water bottle, and he's like, yeah, and he done it again. I mean, you know, and the guy he hit with that, you think it just, there's no way that didn't hurt. But
I got a Dutch story.
oh, I know.
We was at Earl Bell, Jonesboro, Arkansas. And Dutch was running late. But anyway, we finally had the match. He come Sugar Babe in there. Well, I'm at the corner. I turn around and he hits me in the ass with Sugar Babe. Pow! Well, I weighed 380 pounds. When he hit me with Sugar Babe, I jumped over the top rope. When I jumped over the top rope and turned around, the police had my grandmother by the arms, getting her off the apron. she was fixing to get Dutch for getting her baby boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Dutch dude too. I will say that Dutch
He-
is.
He came in and worked.
His
You
philosophy.
have kissed the feet of Dutch man.
I
His.
have kissed the feet of Dutch baby.
Yeah. I never got to work with him, but I was in the dressing room with him.
Well, that would be an honor.
And I'll tell you something else. Tommy Rich is crazy as hell. I have seen that guy do some funny, and one time he did two things that were just downright hilarious. I'm talking about just
Well, he's the original
Some-
Bud Light, but he'll drink anything.
something. Budweiser is his favorite.
He'll drink anything.
Oh yeah, it's free is his favorite, but Budweiser's his preferred. But anyway, off the wall shit. One time he was getting dressed, and we was in, again, Garland, Tennessee, and he was getting dressed, and it was dead as hell. Nobody was talking. They didn't act like they was alive and happy to be there, getting pumped, ready for the show. You don't see that shit no more. People doing push-ups, stretching. You don't see that shit no more. Bill Dundee still stretches.
Working the band.
Damn
Yes.
Skippy. He's
I
still
still say the
And anyway,
bull worker.
Anyway, well, Tommy Rich pulls his, getting dressed, and he like looks around. He looks at me and he goes, "Man, it's dead as hell." And I mean, he naked as a damn jaybird. He's like, "Man, it's dead in here." He said, "Watch this," and he put his pecker on his wrist, and he stood up and he goes, "Hey, anybody lose a watch?" So everybody just kind of looked, And then another time, he walks right up to the promoter.
What time is it?
The promoter is a complete asshole. I ain't gonna say his name, but he's not.
Go ahead.
No,
Sure.
he ain't. He's just not a very good guy to work for at all. Soul taker. And anyway, he walks right up to him, and he's got his pants pulled down in the back, but pulled up in the front. And he's like, "Man, I was told that you said I showed my ass last time," and he's just chewing his ass. Like, did you really say that? Why would you say that? I didn't show my ass last time I was here, did I? He goes, "Oh, no, you didn't." He goes, "Okay, well, let me do it this time." And turns around and just moons the hell out of him, and that guy goes in the office or whatever. Tommy Rich and he still does shit like that. I mean, I'll enjoy every minute I've ever been around him.
Look,
He's pretty cool.
talking about guys doing crazy shit. We're at the studio the day I worked JBL. Of course, he wasn't there but a few times here and there. So you got all these fucking TV people, like real TV people, nothing to do with wrestling, Channel 5 fucking people running around, coming in and out. You've got Dutch had the models there. So JBL goes in, puts his total fucking gimmick on, except his shorts. Chaps and every motherfucking thing, hat, got the goddamn rope. And this motherfucker's running around the TV5
Butt-naked.
studio, dick just fucking swinging around and shit. Just doing cowboy shit, doing the ho and all that fucking shit. Dutch like, "Man, go put some fucking clothes on, man."
Yeah.
They had to run him in the dressing room, make him get dressed. But this motherfucker just running all around the studio. Studio people looking around and shit, Fucking hilarious, man. Fucking hilarious. How long we been doing this thing?
We're on,
Oh, well over
we're
an hour.
on 22. I'm on 22 minutes.
An hour and 19 minutes.
All right, is there anything else we want to talk about before we go to do this fucking challenge, Brody
I
Joe?
want to see y'all put it in your mouth for 5 minutes,
You
and then we'll do the challenge.
said we was gonna do, the what do you first thing that come to your mind when you say this guy's name?
That's
I thought
cool.
we'd all do that.
That's
You
cool.
introduced it to him. I mean, I thought they got a lot of kids.
Let me reset mine so we can.
I got all the time in the
Your
world.
damn phone.
I ain't gonna go to sleep. Hell, I got the police out here watching in case some motherfucker's gonna hit me with a bat, man.
In the kneecaps.
You better not
That's
go
about as
sleep,
high as he can
motherfucker.
reach.
Oh, what did you tell him when you was coming back on the pizza?
I said, what was
Ripley-
it?
Ripley
Lee
Prim.
Michaels, Ripley Prim. What's the other dude's name?
I got one.
TJ.
I got one story to tell.
TJ Williams
TJ
all
Williams.
coming after.
Poker Face got them all in his car. These motherfuckers riding around looking for me, man.
All right, I
Old poker face.
Just a recent poke.
I got one story I want to tell on Feel Good over there. This was pretty funny. I mean,
Yeah.
probably one of the highlights for me. I mean, this was, at the time, it was scary as hell.
Johnny Morton was the other one.
I said Ripley Prim.
Oh, that's right. Ripley
Same
and Johnny,
person.
same fucking dude.
Yeah. No, they're not.
Titanic
Just
and
like
Love Boat are the same
Hellraiser
people
Buster
too.
Johnson.
Who?
Ripley
I'll take
Prim
it,
was
Love
cooler.
Boat.
Titanic and Love Boat?
Yeah.
Johnny Morton, you'll always be Ripley Prim to me.
Oh, well, let's not forget Baby Bundy.
And I watched that
Baby
guy.
Pumpkin.
Baby
I,
Bundy.
Baby Bun.
I watched
I'm
that.
lost on that.
I watched
Baby
Johnny
Bundy?
Morton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Y'all
Baby
scared
Buddy.
of
you're talking about.
nobody.
That was Motley's crew. Motley had gave you that gimmick. That's the extreme misfit that you always wanted to talk about.
Oh,
we ain't
yeah.
got there yet.
You
Let,
know,
let Brody tell his fucking
reminds me
story.
of what's that dude's name? Boston Booger or whatever. That's some shit
Well,
that guy would do.
Bastion
Come out-
Booger?
Yeah, come out with eat the.
Don't we
pudding
talk
and
about? Don't we
shit.
talk about Norman like that?
But anyway,
Norman the Lunatic was awesome in WCW.
And before Norman, he was a pretty
Y'all
over
let this boy tell his
motherfucker.
story.
well, hell,
everywhere.
fucking George Animal Steele's damn professor.
No, he ain't.
He was.
Well, he was, but he's dead now.
Well, I mean, I know that.
All right, tell your story.
Well, we work in Garland or whatever. And we have a great match. They's like, you know, we steal the show like second or third match. You know, I was working Knight Rider,
Not right.
and the match is actually on YouTube. And he was managing Knight Rider, and was whipping my ass. Well, I get the victory or whatever. We go to the back, and well, I look around, and he never came back. They still out there talking shit to the crowd. I mean, hell, he's getting over. Well, I mean, hell, he just kept working. Well, anyway, next thing I know, the promoter comes up to me. I don't remember his damn name. I really don't. It's not Soul Taker. He done moved on. But there's been like 3 or 4 promoters in that one building.
Yeah.
And anyway, he's like, hey, where's your uncle? I was like, hell, I don't know. He's supposed to be back here. He goes, he's still out there. Is he drunk? I was like, I don't think so. Because this guy told us we couldn't have any kind of alcohol.
Yeah, the guy said no drinking and turned around and opened the bottle and
Terry
took a
King would have
drink.
never been there.
I mean,
He meant y'all
So-
couldn't drink.
so we
man.
did the right thing. We just drink. We'd always co-drink, sipping, road tripping. That's a thing. So we drink on the way there. You know, we didn't bring nothing in the back. We'd go out to the car, get a drink or whatever. Well, anyway, that guy's was getting paid $60 to come up there or some shit like that. And anyway, he gave us our money. He said, here, take your, because he's still out there working. He said, go out there and get him. I said, hell, I'm not going to get him. He just whipped my ass. You go get him. Anyway, he goes and gets him, tells him, gives me my money, says, you two get the hell out of here and don't come back. And he says, why? He said, because I said. And that's all he said. Just because I said. So Alan said, okay. He goes, because you're fucking drunk. That's why on the way out. He said, okay. So we get to the car, and they're outside smoking, outside of the dressing room
Yeah,
right there.
and
And
there's
there's a brick wall, it's brick. And I was like, well, I wouldn't worry about it. We'd go work somewhere else, Well, I look over this way. He said, hey, roll my window down. I was like, all right, whatever. Roll his window down. And I look over this way. There's something over here. I don't know what I was looking at. But all of a sudden I hear, pow! And he's throwing down empty beer bottles at the people outside smoking. And he goes, I'll teach you not to fucking drink in the dressing room. Pow! I mean, he just mumbling shit. Pow! Needless to say, we didn't go back to Garland.
Well,
I mean, that's for real shit. That's the craziest thing I've ever been.
What
involved
about that time we went to Garland, and right after I had my accident, and they put me in the wheelchair, and I was out there, and now I come in the back door with Brody. I'm in the dressing room with these guys, and who was y'all working? I can't think of the guy's name, but I've known
Twisted and J-Bone.
them for years, and every time they'd come around, I would act like I was a mad fan, and they was healing me, and they was working it. And before it was all said and done, they had 4 security guards in that building.
And everyone was
And one of them was at each corner of my chair. I mean, I just jumped out of my wheelchair.
Yeah, he fell out of the
I'm
wheelchair
like,
trying to get to
and I'm
one.
crawling on the ground. I said, come here. And they'd pick me up, set me in a chair. The whole night, everybody was watching me.
Now, another good one.
And they told us to
Do you
leave and not come back
know,
for that.
what is his damn name? Logan, he used to work at the DCW as one of the Irish Connection. With Scott Fury. Scott Fury, if he watches it, he knows who I'm talking about. He worked at the time as Logan. Well, he come out and they had the Irish accent, they carried the whiskey bottle.
See, I didn't see none of that. That was
Oh, it was
my
good shit.
hiatus.
They did good shit. Acid was on there. Was one of their part of their group. I don't know if you know Acid, but
Scott Fury, I met him in 2002 working for Crazy Luke in
Little Rock.
yeah.
And Scott Fury, earlier we mentioned backyard guys.
Yeah.
Scott Fury, Scott Fury, I love you. But I want to say he was a backyard guy. And so, but he could work. And
Yeah.
Luke had seen him do something somewhere. So Luke called him. Somebody wasn't showing up and Luke needed someone quick. I guess he was living close to Little Rock or in Little Rock. So Luke calls him, brings him in. Shit, I think I think me and Ken Wayne ended up maybe working him and somebody else that night, maybe, or maybe I worked him in a single. We had a couple of matches,
Yeah.
but hey, excellent fucking dude, man. I mean, Scott Fury can fucking work.
I was on
Yeah.
Really work.
Well,
I worked
Logan-
down there in Mount Pines for
I mean-
the Mad Chef, and that was Scott Fury's first night wrestling. And me and Dog went all over the gym. And Dog had ripped my shirt off, and I had all kinds of whelps. I had part of a wooden cane, crutch in my back.
Imagine that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, he's an excellent fucking worker. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
You know, especially back
We
then.
come back, I come back there,
Well,
back he
I respect-
goes, there is no fucking way I'd do that shit.
Yeah, but him and Logan and
This
Acid,
is crazy.
Acid are part of their name is the Irish Connection or some shit like that. Irish Dragons. I don't know.
Irish Dragons.
Yeah, but it's DCW, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And anyway, Logan keeps going around, and it was, I guess the crowd was just dead at this point.
Yeah, the crowd was kind of low.
But he was the only one that would fire, so they kept working with it. Well, Logan finally come over and got, from me to Titanic from him.
Excuse me, that's Paul.
Paul, whatever. And anyway, he goes, "Hey, big boy, do you want to smack me?" And
You
about-
want to smack me, don't you? You would love to smack me, won't you? So
And-
what did I do? I jumped up, grabbed him by the ears, and kissed him.
that guy go,
He could have been
froze.
Carl Lewis running backwards.
He froze almost. He didn't know what the fuck to do except run.
Well, he wanted to be smacked, and I was drunk enough to smack him.
That was funny as hell. I mean, it was a pretty good
No,
time.
I love that dude, man. He's fucking. We talk about backyard guys, and this was, back then, they were just starting to show you used to get the commercials of the backyard wrestling, and these motherfuckers out in their yards falling through fucking ladders and pieces of plywood, just a bunch of dumb shit. So,
Mick Foley.
all normal workers, trained workers, it was like, oh God, backyard. But I mean, hey, Hardy Boys, if you want to tell the truth, they come from the backyard too, but they had it in them
Foley,
from the
Foley.
get-go. Scott Fury, it might have been where he started, but it worked him. He worked himself right into the business and was able to
Hell, we did stuff.
play. He was able to play with the boys.
Hell, we did stuff out. I mean, trained out in the yard and living room hardwood floor. Man, that's kind of the same. No ring, no crowd. We didn't hit shit with it. I mean,
That ain't.
no, it ain't the same, but it's
That
still.
ain't backyard wrestling.
No, it's not.
I was
mean,
trained in the backyard, not backyard wrestling to jump off houses and shit. I was trained by two guys that was training. I was their dummy.
So,
And-
I got one. Who's your favorite independent guy that don't have a Bill Dundee name or a Lawler name or a Jeff Deere name or a?
Well, I know a lot of people ain't got a Bill Dundee name.
Well, you know.
Buster Johnson ain't got a Bill Dundee name. Paul ain't got a
But
Bill
yeah,
Dundee
actually
name.
he does because he's been on Memphis as well. I mean,
But
people that
Buster Johnson's nowhere close to Jerry
don't
Lawler.
be a fucking dick, okay? That ain't what I'm saying.
That's what what
You
did he
know
say?
what? Use common sense. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, if I use common sense,
I ain't no fucking Jerry Lawler, I'm telling you now.
well, you just gave
If you
just
wanna
gave
use
him all the
common-
props in the world. Now you don't want to be like him. See,
If
if
you
you
No, I'm
want-
just saying I'm not as good. I'm not no
Y'all
Jerry
listen to
Lawler.
me. I've been in the ring with Lawler, and I'm just as damn good as he is.
if y'all
I put
want me to
somebody
use
over.
common sense, Brody he can't have this conversation with us.
Or independent guy. Man, I don't even fucking know, truthfully. Especially if you're talking about right now.
Yeah, I start saying independent covers such a big.
And back when I broke in, there wasn't really, the word independent didn't even exist. There was still the very end of territories, the very, very end. And so there was guys that still were able to go a few places around the country and actually make a living working without being in WCW or on WWE.
it ain't got to be now. I mean,
What was your
you know.
favorite guy to work in the territory days back in your day? Who was
I'm
your
going to
favorite guy?
say there's a young feller. He used to wrestle in Memphis in 1980 and didn't really go nowhere, but was a super guy. And then he'd come back under hood and was one of the guys that trained me. And probably know, as far as independent guys that know about the business, I'm going to have to say David Oswald.
I mean, I actually got to meet him at
Yes, David. No,
Yeah.
His boss.
you wasn't there at David's retirement party.
No,
you,
no.
You met him
At Dwayne or
at Dwayne Stone's
visitation.
visitation.
Yeah.
David's partner used to be my boss,
Ricky Glenn.
Ricky Williams.
Ricky, yeah.
Yeah, he used to be on my bus route. I used to be the very last person to get dropped off, and he's like, "Hey," he goes, "You live here?" I was like, I was living with my grandmother. That's where he was raised and stuff. And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Who's your mama?" I told him, He said, "You got any uncles?" Well, yeah. He goes, "Are their names this and this?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, I used to kick their ass." He had this big shit-eating grin on his face. And he's a really cool dude. He is. What was his, the Nightmare? No, not the Nightmare.
There was a Razorback.
Mass Terror.
Mass Terror.
Terror.
Was a Razor. They
Yeah.
wrestled as Razor.
I'm gonna go on record and just say, of course, kind of like Bill Dundee, and the guy I've been around him. Fucking, when I say been around him, I've been around this motherfucker. Should have known a lot more about him than I did. Motley Cruz. I'll be honest, man. Motley is. I'm starting to see shit pop up on YouTube. Motley's been in the ring with every motherfucker. From Ric Flair to who the fuck ever.
Bobo.
And he'll never fucking tell you none of that shit.
And unless you ask him,
And then he won't tell you, because you don't know to ask him, because there
You don't
wasn't
know.
fucking YouTube then, and where you could pull this shit up and shit was starting to pop up. Motley,
but it all comes back on to his real name too. So he kind of.
I have to say two people on this. I've only seen him work 2 matches, and it was hardcore. One was against Gary Diamond. Both matches were against Gary Diamond in person, but he was part of the Littles. And he's got a bunch of matches on YouTube. But I'm going to have to say Michael Broadway is
Michael Broadway's a
very,
good guy.
very good heel. Very, very good heel.
me and
Have the look when he walked from the dressing room to the ring. You knew that you did not like that son of a bitch, and I've seen people spit on him. And then
From
the other
walking out
guy,
of the curtain.
and then the other 2 guys, just from walking from the curtain, not saying a damn word, just looking at him funny or whatever, however he does. And then the other guy is actually a tag team, and that is hands down the best tag team that's ever came out of Arkansas in the independent circuit, in my opinion, and that's the LA Hustlers, hands down.
Now, speaking of Michael Broadway, which I know him as Eddie.
Eddie, yes.
Okay, between me and started out with me and Motley. We worked him and Biddy.
KAW.
Goddamn, me and Motley's probably worked them 40, 50 times at least, maybe, I would say. And then when me and Ron tagged up, me and Ron spent a year working them main event all around.
Ruthless Run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
him
guy-
and Biddy all
that guy's-
around this territory. And both guys are fucking awesome
Yeah.
workers. Both guys. Biddy's a little more of a loose cannon than
Yes.
Michael, than Eddie. But, dude,
And
we
you-
used to have some epic fucking matches with these guys. Good matches. Intense, the kind of shit you like.
Yes.
Them kind of matches.
Yes, I know exactly.
They get out there. They go after it.
That's why
lay
I
it
picked
in.
him, yeah.
Have fun out there.
And I'm glad you brought the other guy's name up. The other guy's the same way. I think I'm tough, but I've watched him in person. I've repped a couple of his matches right before he retired completely. Ruthless Ron is one tough son of a bitch. There's no getting around that. That guy.
Ron's legit.
But he
He won't
could
get
mess
you-
you up if he wanted to.
And not just in the ring, on
Yeah,
the street.
I don't
you
care.
don't want to fuck with
I
Ron.
want to stay on that son of a bitch's good side. Ron, if you see this,
We're buddies.
yes.
No, Ron.
I got money.
I said, we're buddies.
You
I
ever
know,
seen,
but remember the one guy said, I got money.
Oh, yeah.
Just leave me the hell alone.
you've seen his good.
Yeah.
Well, he used to bounce for the
Yeah,
dude who
I know
used
this.
to run
He told me this story
the
personally.
nightclubs in Memphis. Fuck, I can't think of the guy's name.
Danny,
Oh shit, they eventually shut the dude completely down and
Yeah.
stuff before it was over.
matter of fact, it's a car lot now.
Ron got stabbed
Yeah.
bouncing for this dude.
Yeah, he told me this story. personally.
That guy went to prison.
Yes.
Danny, not Danny Thompson, but Danny was his first
I
name.
can't think of his damn name now. But
Ron,
Ron, hey,
let you know who it is.
yeah, you don't want to fuck what.
No.
Now I'm going to say Danny Thomas, but I know that's
No, that's
It's not the owner of Wendy's, man.
And that's Dave Thomas, motherfucker.
Oh my bad. That gum.
Yeah, one of
Paul.
the damn-
God damn it, we can't let Paul say a fucking thing, can we?
But you know, Ron does that spot outside the ring with someone where he goes to chop you and he backhands the fucking ring pole, and he doesn't pull nothing. I mean, shit, you know, you gotta be tough as hell to do
Look,
that
Ron's an excellent fucking talent, period. Not just, I'm not even gonna call him a worker. Excellent worker, but Ron's a fucking wrestler.
shit. Yeah, I
He
mean,
had a contract.
and
I mean-
if you've seen the son of a bitch lately, I wish he'd just
Yeah.
get back. I mean, he looks great. I mean,
Ask him if you've seen him lately, and they're buddies.
Well,
Well-
we really, I mean, we
I'm talking about Facebook.
talk
you
a
know what I
little
mean?
bit here and there on
But he's
Messenger
posting
ever so
pictures.
often.
He's
Well, I
posted-
did see the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, that son of a bitch is cut.
No,
I mean,
Ron,
he needs
and I
to
tell
be-
you what Ron's best forte is. Ron is able to get in there with young guys and lead them through matches, good matches, and teach them stuff. I don't know what it is. He's a good teacher, but he's able to, like, I can get in there with the guy and call a good match through, but I don't have the patience.
I ain't got
Ron.
patience to babysit.
And, you know, you fuck up 2 or 3 spots with me when I'm especially back in the day, I'm putting the boots to your ass. You know what I mean? Not Ron. Ron can take guys out there and make them do stuff that they don't even know they can fucking do.
Carried me for 27 minutes.
Look, me and Motley was a hell of a tag team. Love Motley, but me and Ron had fun together. Me and Ron loosened me up. And I think I made Ron a little more intense, a little more intensity. When you put us together, he lightened me up. He made me where I had fun out there.
Yeah,
we really,
yeah.
really had fun.
Well, you know that fire I was talking about earlier. You know, it just don't seem like guys. They just go out there and pit.
La da
piss.
da.
Yeah, da da da. They don't have that fire when it's their turn, especially the heel new guys. You know, they don't have that aggression, that I want to fuck you up, whatever. You know, that fire. Molly Crew's the one that taught me that fire. You know what I mean? I worked him in an angle, and he'd do something. He's like, "That's not good enough. That's not." He just kept having me do the same thing. Oh, that's not good enough. That's not. And we're out in front of a live crowd.
Yeah.
You know, and finally I just was like balls to the wall. I mean, I'm knocking the fuck out of him a whole 9 yards. And he put me over, and we get in the back, and he goes, "Now you're ready."
You know, look,
You just got to do that every time.
since we talk about Ron, I seen that picture, so I sent him a message that, "Hey, you look like you're ready for the ring." And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I actually told him, I said, "Look, there's some guys in Paragould that really, really benefit from getting to work with you."
Yes.
And one of the first guys I was thinking, man, Brody and Ron could probably have some fucking killer matches.
Man,
Well, I mean,
I'd love to do that.
the dude is a in-ring.
General.
Now, he's not a collegiate wrestler,
No.
but,
I know
you know,
that.
he was trained by
Yeah.
Buddy Wayne.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So, the dude knows his fucking shit.
yeah, I mean,
He can tie you up for real if
I
he
know.
wants to.
I know.
And man, me and Ron in Hollywood during KAW, Lil Woods, he started riding with us. Shit, man, we'd hit the road, smoke a couple of joints. Fuck, we show up in the matches. I'll be honest with you, I ain't never fucking wrestled a match to this day that I wasn't fucking stoned during. You know, now I can't wrestle drunk. Tried a couple times.
I don't.
Man, if I get a little alcohol buzz, man, I can go out there and I feel sluggish as fuck. Even if it don't look it, I feel it. It feels like everything takes so much effort. Shit, me and Ron would get together, smoke.